Alright, so job one for the day is done. I hate it when it's hot because I get stupid when it's hot. I never put my key other than here. But when it's hot out, I do stupid things like put it in the bag and stuff like that. I'm looking for my key. Engaging silver pellet. Not worried about smacking into anything because I got brakes. I got front brakes, guys. They work even in reverse. So, the good news, the really good news is I finished the deck. So that means next week I paint the deck. But today we had the great garden hose caper. I think that's right, the rock. There's a rock that hits the bottom of your oil pan. I think it's in the middle there, I'm not too sure. But anyway, at first I thought it was a grommet issue, but it wasn't. Top thickens. So, you got a butterfly gonna run you over. Did I just kill a butterfly? I just about killed a butterfly and a dragonfly. So anyway, yeah, so I got the boards cut out. I fed Mini Beast again because the boards were being difficult. The screw nails were just too far gone, but I don't like, what you do is you cut the boards. I nicked one board beside. Not bad, I only did it once. But you cut like in the middle between the joists. You cut with your chainsaw straight down, and you know, just do like a plunge cut, and then you cut the boards, and then you could teeter-totter them with your foot and break the screws. But I don't like doing that because if the beam or the joist is semi-rotted, then the problem you have is when you're torsioning it back and forth, you tear a big chunk out of that, and then you got nothing to screw into, right? So there was maybe about 4 or 5 that were kind of questionable, but I had, but everything went well enough. I gotta watch these brakes. This car's too touchy. Touchy now. Freaking, like, who puts touchy brakes on a car? Anyway, there's nothing I won't complain about, just so you guys know. You know, brakes to the floor, barely stopping to, it stops too good. Love the silver pellet. But anyway, yeah, so when you're working on a deck like that, you gotta watch that you don't teeter-totter too much. But did it rain here and not at my client's? That's bizarre. It spot showered here, I can tell. Look, the road is soaking wet. I had a hunch it was gonna rain, but like it's just these little spot showers, right? But it's hot and muggy today. Like, it's still like 30 degrees, but it's nothing like it. Yesterday was just like, you remember that Super Mario 3 where the sun was chasing him, trying to kill him? Yesterday was that day. Oh, trust me, I'm still woozy from yesterday. Today I'm not dry heaving or nothing like that, so I know I'm okay. If you're dry heaving, it means you're dehydrated severely. So, and if you start get like hay fever, heat stroke kind of stuff, yeah, you're gonna be down for a couple of days if you don't die. I remember one time my mom, she thought I was actually going to die. She said it took a half an hour for her to wake me up. Like, there's no such thing as taking a half hour to wake me up. I'm a sleep deprived person. You drop a pin and I wake up. So I was pretty screwed up. That was the first time I got heat stroke really bad. And I think the first time I got it, and ever since then, once you get heat stroke once, it's kind of like poison ivy. Once you get it once, you get it, it comes back. So you have to recognize the dehydration signs. So it's like you feel fine, but then you go lift something or you walk up a hill and it feels like you just aged 40 years on top of being 50 years old. It's like, okay, yeah, that's heat exhaustion. So I get heat exhaustion fairly easy. Like when you're in your 20s, you can walk it off, but when you're in your 50s, you can't walk it off, it'll kill you. And when you're in your 60s and 70s, it'll definitely kill you. It kills old people all the time, right? So labor-intensive stuff, you gotta be careful. But yeah, so I got the boards, nice seamless, ready to paint for next week if the weather allows, knock wood. And if I don't need to break that much. I gotta remember, it's like easy on the brakes, easy on the brakes. when you're so used to your brake pedal going all the way to the floor and it doesn't, it feels like things are broken. When you fix things, it feels like things are broken because you're used to compensating for all kinds of fucked up stuff. And then, I think I saw a groundhog or a cat just run by here. Some sort of road anyway. See, he doesn't have to run anymore because I can stop now. Doesn't mean it will stop, but I can. Should I choose to. Once I got the back brakes done though. But it was a costly month for me. I mean, I did my plate, license renewal, the brakes, you know, so. I just did that bush the other day. Looks pretty good. Oh, that looks way better. You can't see it, like coming out of that driveway, you can't see it all. And everybody thinks this is like the, you know, that final straight at the Isle of Man, you know? Like everybody comes down here way too fast. So I trim all the, like when you're trimming, you trim from the bottom up kind of thing, right? And then that gets rid of all the undergrowth, so at least when you're pulling out with your car, you can see. But today is like definitely way nicer than yesterday. Thank God for the overcast. My poor brother working outside there, I feel so, like, I know how miserable I am. Like, I'm one of those people, like, I can be comfortable with being miserable. It's just like, it's a mindset, right? Like, you're going to be miserable. Don't sit there and grovel about how miserable it is and hot and whatever. Just kind of put your mind on some other things, like guitars. We're going to talk about guitars in a second. Yeah, like when I see other guys that it's like, I'm going, how the hell did they do that? And then I think about myself, like here I am doing brute labor outside. Like the fencing on Monday was just brutal, right? And other guys would be working in the bush. I'd be like, at least I'm not working in the bush, or at least I'm not working on roofing or tarring. And then those guys would probably say, at least I'm not that poor bastard trying to pull the fence out of the ground that's been sitting there for 20 years. You know what I mean? So we all understand and empathize with each other's misery. But the thing is like, occupy your mind with something positive while you're doing this stuff. It makes the day go much easier, you know what I mean? One thing I do like about working for multiple clients is that it breaks up my day. So it's kind of like just that little transition from here to the next client kind of gives me a bit of a break, you know what I mean? And it's, I don't know, it's something, right? But let's talk about guitars. Okay, now I'll start a new video for that one because I don't want to hear this one.